It is a 49er Friday, and I'm throwing it! I'm gonna throw the challenge flag! And on further review, I take back my conspiracy. Brock Purdy got popped in the head. Holy smokes! There is no conspiracy. Brock Purdy did get popped in the head. Still very suspicious. And you know what? When the quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers, who is almost, he's not literally under a microscope, but he's under a microscope, how can you not be a little bit suspicious that we didn't know he was concussed on national TV? What are we looking for? But yeah, Wednesday was my mother's birthday. You gotta spend time with the fam or you ain't no man. But I got to see that Brock, and this is another thing I'm gonna talk about. Welcome to Lamm in Mania. Likes and dislikes live on Instagram. We're doing a new format. One of the things I do not like, why in the world, when you got Christian McCaffrey, JP Mason, you got TDP, why are you running this tush push with Brock Purdy? Do you believe in Sam Darnold that much? And I'm not going to clown on Sourdough Sam. He might have to play this Sunday, and I hope he plays like the man, like the Sourdough Sam man. But first, dislike. And first of all, I apologize. I went into the Grant Cohn conspiracy. I was listening to Larry Krueger talking about maybe he might have do something similar with Jake Moody. And yeah, the history told me that Kyle Shanahan, isn't faithful to his quarterbacks. Not to Hoyer, not to Beathard, not to Mullins, not to Garoppolo. I love Trey Lance, and now he's in Dallas. And maybe the 49ers, I don't love the move to get rid of Trey Lance, but maybe it was to get rid of some controversy, because the 49ers have been nothing else if not controversial. Almost as controversial as they have been good. Really, really good, but not the Super Bowl. I don't love the way Kyle... Like, the dislike, usually I'll do this show separate from what to watch for, but I'm doing it live because I go too long, brother. I go too long and I can't post it, so I'm doing it live on the gram. That whole play... First of all, I didn't like that when you have, there's literally a job. You had one job. Somebody, a medical professional, so-called, is supposed to be out there looking for people who might have been concussed. And to be fair, I didn't see it. It happened about the 7-minute mark of the fourth quarter. A couple of quarterback sneaks. It went injury, sneak, interception, then another interception. Dislike number one. Boy, the way Brock got hit. It was a first sneak. For a second or third down, I don't have my notes. I'm trying to stand up and, look energetic and pretend. It's a lie for Instagram. I'm tired, but it's Friday, and I'm going all the way. But the one where Brock was a little high, bunch of helmets and booties and linemen, and you got our quarterback who, thank God, his elbow is still attached to the rest of his arm. Boom! Helmet to helmet, bam! His head went back. It was really awkward looking. And I'm going to tell you what, as much as I didn't like that hit, as much my like and my dislike are the same, I don't like that Brock came back, but I love that he came back. That dude's tough. There had to be some question marks. you know, because of the narrative about Brock, because of the whole microscope, he ain't it. He's a 7th round draft pick. As much as other quarterbacks make mistakes, as much as I make mistakes, as much as you make mistakes, Brock, he only has 3 interceptions, 11 touchdowns, 3 picks. Randomly, I was watching Joe Montana and the 49ers against the LA Rams. The game where John Taylor had 2 touchdowns. They were down 17-0, and Montana threw a couple of picks. Montana made mistakes. That was his best year. 89. But as soon as Brock makes mistakes, he's not the guy. And he ain't no damn Joe Montana, that's for sure. Because Joe Montana made the comeback, Jack. Legend. But Brock Purdy's just a kid, man. He's doing real good. Real good. And there are some quarterbacks who are at the top of the elite list. Now I'll take Brock over them. But human nature, because of the narrative that Brock is a fraud, he's like a pumpkin about to get crushed because the ball is over. Nah, the ball, it's just begun. Because of the narrative, you know, Brock throwing those 2 picks in the clutch, that's still a question mark, by the way. Yeah, it's fair to question, is Brock Purdy clutch in the NFL? I don't know. He ain't no damn Joe Montana. In fact, you can't even compare Steve Young to Joe Montana, so that ain't fair. It took Steve Young a while, and I hate to make this comparison, a lot of the Montana holdovers, like me, we were won over when Steve Young took some big hits in Houston, baby, in the House of Pain, knocked out. They made a commercial. I'm Batman. Steve Young got crushed by a couple of this old school. If you're young, don't worry about it. But old school people remember this. Steve Young got crushed a couple of times by 2 people. 2 tremendous NFL players back in the early 90s. Crushed. They made a whole commercial. And Steve Young woke up. Who are you? Says, I'm Batman. That was in the 90s when Batman came out with Michael Keaton. But I'm going back to nostalgia because I got it. We're comparing this guy unfairly. But you know what? Life's hard. Wear a helmet. And even with that helmet-to-helmet contact, Brock was knocked out, knowing that he is now concussed. And I had the conspiracy theory. I take it back. He was rocked in the head. But it would not be unheard of in the NFL to do something like that. All right? It does kind of make, if I'm a player, I'm a therapist. I'm not on the field, but I can tell you how people think or what they might think. I can get in people's heads. And I know Brock Purdy's head has to hurt, but his heart is made of steel, baby! Big heart, Brock. If you know your boy went out there after getting rocked in the head like that, if you had any doubts about his performance, and then he comes out practicing in concussion protocol. He practiced yesterday, practiced today. Hell no, he should not play. Hell no. And sometimes, in the world of men, we are dumb. You know you shouldn't do it, but when you come through for the team, you can't help but have that respect. Brock Purdy didn't take a down off. He obviously wasn't himself. He did something we never seen him do. Throw those picks. He didn't look crushed. That's still a question. You know? That's still a question. I did not like those 2 picks. Dislike. It's on the dislike button. Bam. Woo, boy. And I don't like that no one saw. This guy you were scrutinizing the whole wide world. Me, you. Nobody noticed. Brock Purdy got busted in the head. Because we were watching to see if he was going to come through or not. We were focused. Oh no, we were focused, and I dropped the ball just like Brock did, just like CMC fumbled. We all fumbled. We're all to blame in this. A man was out there with a busted head. But, you know, of course I had some doubts because everyone's talking about it. And I hate to say it. I'm going to admit this to you. A feelings therapist is going to say, man, bro, Brock went out there. He got hit in the head. Bam! It's a bad look. About 7 minutes ago in the fourth quarter, 49ers had a chance to have a go-ahead drive. It was right before the first interception. And right after that, he puts his head right back in there, gets a first down. I love it. I love that about Brock. Big heart Brock. I don't like it though, man. I don't like that. I don't even like them running McCaffrey up the middle all day, man. After Dallas, we needed to cut that out. Jordan Mason, not one damn carry. What are you doing, Kyle? What's up, bro? 3rd and 1 on turf. I don't like it. You gotta sneak sometimes, but man. But I love Brock's courage. I love about this guy that he's gonna go back out there. I love that his teammates have his back, at least publicly. There had to be some doubts, but if I'm on that team, if I had any doubts, because you're a football player, you know, you have this high and a huge low, but then you know you need this dude for the rest of the season, and you're facing Sam Darnold versus the Bengals, and you know Kyle Shanahan is Kyle Shanahan. You know how the NFL works. If someone has a good game, it might be over. You might get Wally pipped. You might get your job taken. It's happened in San Francisco 49ers history when Montana was taken out against the New York Giants. Steve Young never gave the job back. Same with Alex Smith and Colin Kaepernick. Brock Purdy's been fantastic. Kyle called him the real deal. But he loved Trey Lance. Where is he at? Where you at, Trey? Send him to Dallas! Should tell you. No wonder why there's conspiracy theories. But Sam Darnold's definitely Kyle's guy. But he's not our guy. And I'm happy he's on the team. Well, I don't like the idea of Sam Darnold having to play extended periods of time. And if I'm a 49er, because they've played this guy, they've seen him drop dimes and then throw it right to the other team and fumble the ball. I'm talking about Sam Darnold, right? He's a hell of a talent. Seems like a cool guy. I love the idea of having him at third string. If you're going to run a run-heavy offense, run behind a big number one defense, yeah, get a professional in there. I wish we could have had that in the NFC Championship game. But no, we got rid of Trey Lance, which I don't like. I don't like that there's no one behind Sam Darnold. Behind this line, who is without Trent Williams? I don't like that. I don't like that. And I saw Brock Purdy. You keep on hearing the narrative, Brock Purdy is not a mobile quarterback. Did you see him against the Vikings? He's running for his life. And he's got poise. Yeah, he was rattled because he got hit in the head, and he was rattled. You're on that turf. You're in Minnesota, one of the loudest crowds in all sports, all North American sports. 49ers haven't won there since the early 90s. And he was rattled. He even went back. I've been saying it. Brock proved to me he can step up in the pocket, climb the pocket with jargon. But, instead of going back this way, Brock had been doing this, running around, and he almost fell down like I told him was going to happen. Brock has been getting better in the pocket, but he used his legs, he outran people. against the Vikings. He was 21 of 30. You know what that is? 70%! That's not a C. As a quarterback, 70% is an A, man. On the quarterback curve. He played like crap late. Guys didn't make plays. He missed plays. So did a lot of people. I didn't like that. But I like that we were close. In the road, you just got to win. All right. Recap the dislikes. I don't like that we have all this protection of the quarterback and someone missed this quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers getting popped in the head. How do you miss that? Someone missed their job. There should be an explanation for this. I don't like that there was symptoms on Monday night and we didn't find out till Wednesday. Are you looking for controversy, Kyle? Are you looking for it? I don't like the narrative that as soon as Brock has a bad game, that he's a bum. Yeah, you can question, hey man, maybe he's not clutch. He's got to prove it. Take some quarterback some time to prove it. Took Kirk Cousins the time to, get clutch. It takes a lot of quarterbacks time to win the big one late. All right? Just because he ain't Joe Montana, don't mean he sucks. He's no, C.J. Beathard, who was Kyle's choice. I don't like that. But I love the way the teammates have his back. I like that Brock is still trying to get out there, man. I don't want him to play. I don't want him to play. But I love that he's trying. He can come back from an injury. He's a tough guy. He's got hot. I love that about Brock Purdy. But don't be stupid. He's a football player. He's going to play. And if I'm a player, I love when I'm facing the reality of having Sam Darnold behind this offensive line who played tough. They did not blow it. But without Trent Williams, they don't have a weapon. They can't run behind anybody. They're noble. I made a video earlier in the year. Jalen Moore, who filled in for Trent Williams, I said, that was my pick to take over for right tackle. That was my pick. All right? I don't hate on him. I like the kid from Notre Dame at guard. I like Brendel at center. Spencer Burford getting better. Still inexperienced. Colt McKivitz. Solid, tough dude. Tough guy, right? Not a weapon. Not a weapon. Not like Trent Williams. And you're going to get beat by the better players. Brock Purdy was moving and grooving back there. It looks subtle. You are fooled. A great man once said, don't let the smooth taste fool you. Brock is smooth in the pocket. He's quicker than you think. He's actually really, really quick. He's outrun a couple players in that Viking game. He looked a little rattled, in the game. But what's Sam Darnold gonna look like, So if I'm a 49er, if I'm a player, if I'm inside their heads, if I had doubts, knowing that Brock's trying to get out there after being concussed, my quarterback, man, was concussed, busted in the head. It looks bad. Just from the end zone angle, from either end zone angle, it looks terrible. And it's just horrible. I'm like, man, okay, that's an excuse in your head. Oh, that's what happened to Brock. That's what happened. Okay, you start to, because you got to go out to battle. You got to go out to battle. You got to defend your home field at Levi Sunday against some Bengal Tigers and Joe Burrow and Chase Young and Jamar Chase. You got to get Tiger with some Tigers. You're mentally repairing any damage that you had that doubted your quarterback. Think, oh man, that's what happened to Brock. And not only that, he came back from a messed up elbow for the team. And he's back there practicing Thursday and Friday. He wants to be out there in war with us. So I love that, but I still don't want him to play. All right? All right. Sam Darnold, I like you, man. I like you. I liked you as a third stringer. And I would have liked you if you would have won out and beat out Trey Lance. I'm not going to rehash the Trey Lance thing. But just a quick summary. Brock Purdy won the damn job. He kicked ass every damn game he played last year, and he threw a pass in the NFC Championship game with a busted freaking elbow. Damn right he's a starter. Damn right he earned it. I don't care where Trey Lance was drafted. Nah. You can't be getting it done. Brock's the man, and we all got to understand, and I think Trey Lance is going to do it. But he needs to play, and we ain't got no time for that, all right? Cool. We did not address the offensive line with a right tackle, and it was a question mark. Thus, our damn quarterback got knocked. All of them were out! Every single damn quarterback was out! All of them! So yeah, you bring in Sam Darnold for $3 million. I wish I could make that, but you bring him in. And hey, if you can beat out Trey, Trey was here. I thought Trey needed. Trey should have had a little bit of advantage because he was the guy that's here. You should give him the advantage. And I don't think he beat out Trey by that much. I hate that I was told to lie. I feel like this is why we have conspiracy theories. I love Trey. You damn liar. He's gone. I love Trey. You know what I loved about Trey? A teenager, went a whole college football year without throwing an interception. Yeah, I don't like that Trey doesn't anticipate, but I like that he'll wait. I'm going to wait. Oh, it's not there. I'm going to throw it to my team because we saw what throwing to the other team did. It blew us a game against the damn Vikings and the Browns. With Trey, theoretically, if you don't make mistakes, you have Christian McCaffrey, JP Mason, TDP. We could probably find a guy off the street to run for us because Kyle is great at that. Conservative quarterback who could move a little bit and run. Power runner more than a speed runner, fine. But in his DNA, he's got a little Alex Smith in him where he doesn't want to turn the ball over. Alex Smith after Singletary. That guy. Not the Harbaugh Alex Smith, but the guy who I'm not going to throw any picks. That's what Trey Lance was. Little Alex Smith. But I'll take that behind a top-notch defense and a running game that should be kicking ass! Right now. And I got to make this dislike. JP Mason! Where are you running? What to watch for? I was watching for you to get the ball. What are you doing? Is it you? Or is it Kyle? After the Cowboy game, it should have been let the players play. Let the players play. We are wearing out. Christian McCaffrey? Debo's hurt? What are you doing, Kyle? Let the players play. This was supposed to be the soft part of the schedule. This is when you give players experience because you need them down the line. It's 17 freaking games. And we're already blowing the 1 seed. We're going to have to get ready for Philadelphia. So let the players play. What are we doing? But in any event, hey, if God forbid Brock Purdy went down, okay, Darnold or Trey Lance, I would have been cool with that. But now we don't got Trey Lance, and now we're stuck with Sam Darnold, who is a talent. Sammy dimes. He drops dimes. He makes beautiful passes. But we all know sometimes he gives it to the other team, and that's just what the heck we don't need on this team. We don't need turnovers. As bad as his defense has been playing, they're not even that bad. Yeah, where the hell are all the sacks? I don't like that. I just don't love playing with Sam Darnold for an extended period of time, and I don't like Sam Darnold behind this line without Trent Williams. I don't like it. I do not like Sam Darnold under pressure. Jalen Moore, man, I'm not nothing against Jalen Moore because I was hoping he'd get the job over McKivitz. He didn't get the job done. McKivitz won. Good for you guys. I don't think you're that bad, but that's not a lot of experience. There's no 2-year starters on this whole freaking line. Not one 2-year starter on the whole line. Second-year starter. From guard to guard. First-year starter at right guard, and you got a guy with not a lot of experience. I fumbled again, like McCaffrey. '49ers, there's Butterfinger-itis running through the whole program. Brock's turning it over, CMC, now me! I don't like those turnovers either. But you gotta play the games. You gotta play fast and free. Gotta let the players play. I don't like what Sam Darnold's gonna do behind a line when he gets in trouble. I think he'll make mistakes. But we're gonna have to see what happens because we are underestimating how slick Brock Purdy has been. And this is a new development. He has been slick inside the pocket. He's just getting better. He's new to this. He was doing all the... I didn't like that spin. I like it sometimes, but he got caught spinning back around. You can get a spin into the wrong person. If I saw it, I guarantee you the top defender saw it. So he did that against the Vikings. He got busted, but he was moving around for 21 of 30 for Brock Purdy. That's his horrible game. Still good. What's Sam Darnold gonna do? And I'm less worried about the turnovers than I am him actually getting knocked out, getting hit, because that's what's gonna happen. Brock Purdy is more elusive than you think. I know Sam Darnold has some good measurables, and I have Sourdough Sam. I got your back, says Mr. Gary Lamm. I got your back. I want you to play well. But I'm worried about, him making it through a game with our line because these guys are not bad. I don't want to put them down, but it is the weakness of our team. And we don't have a weapon now. There's no one you could run behind. There's no Trent Williams. Our weapon on the offensive line is not playing. It makes us predictable. And it was already predictable already because we could run left, right? Well, that run left, that ain't in the playbook. So just like what happened with Christian McCaffrey, the guy, I don't think he's losing anything, but the running game was a lot tougher. If you don't no matter what, we could do this. It's just tougher. It's tougher. You can key in on the run, and you're going to make Darnold beat you. He's going to be under pressure. The running game is not going to slow down the pass rush. And I worry about turnovers. And I worry about, Darnold getting hurt himself. And Purdy's already hurt. So I don't like that. I do like that we have Sam Darnold on the team. I do. I like it. I'd feel better if we have Trey Lance. But what are you going to do? If I'm Trey Lance and I saw Brock Purdy playing the way he's playing, and then you put Sam Darnold over me, it is what it is, man. You just got to go. But, that's water on the bridge. But for situations like this, when you know you don't have a great offensive line and your best offensive lineman is in his mid-30s, I thought the plan was, when we didn't get an offensive lineman, was that we're going to have quarterbacks to back them up. I thought they were going to be interchangeable somewhat. Okay. Last thing about Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold is Kyle's guy. And he is a talent. I don't want to take anything away from him. I like Sam Darnold. I like him. I'm cool with Sam. I'm hoping Sam goes to Levi's and plays like the man. But so is Bobby Hoyer. So was C.J. Beathard. And so was Nick Mullins. The guys that have not been his man, Jimmy Garoppolo, Lynch in the scouting team, and Brock Purdy, the scouting team, and Lynch's team, those are the guys that played well. That's why I don't have the confidence. That's a dislike. All right. I'm going to tell you who I do like. I like defensive coordinator Steve Wilks. He's a stand-up guy. If I was a player, I'd want to listen to him. I think the DBs, they're playing better. But here's what I don't like. Obviously, I didn't like the blitz with 16, 17 seconds to go. That was dumb. That was dumb. I didn't like that Kyle kind of put the blame on him. Kyle, in the moment, Kyle Shanahan needed to do something. And this is why he needs an offensive coordinator or some form, an assistant, similar to how Andy Reid had Eric Bieniemy. He doesn't have to be the guy. He could override every freaking play. I don't really care. But in game moments, just like not throwing the challenge flag in the NFC Championship game, just like Sunday or Monday night, not calling a timeout or not overriding this all-out blitz with 16 seconds left in the half, which cost us the game. Kyle's not ready because it's a big job. I don't think, Kyle still has to prove he can come back too. He has to prove he can't blow it. I'm not giving up on Kyle. I'm not giving up on Brock. But iron sharpens iron. And brothers, you gotta improve. If you ain't getting better, you're getting worse. Let's go. Bang, bang. I ain't hating on you. I'm telling you the hard truth. Tough love, brothers. You gotta prove it. And we got your back, Jack. Just stop doing shit that's whack, man. Same old thing. Big moment. In the moment. Kyle is too distracted. The buck stops with you. But you're still young, man. Early 40s. I'm not giving up. Great to empower people. But when it comes down to brass tacks, you gotta face the facts. It's your call, Kyle. And nobody's gotta like it. You're the man of the team. You might be wrong. But it's on you. It's on you. And maybe as soon as you take that responsibility, bro, we win the frickin' Super Bowl. It's just a suggestion, this offensive coordinator talk. You can call it whatever you want. But you need someone you trust with the X's and O's. And override him every time, or her. It doesn't matter. Someone who could run your offense so you could manage the game at situations like this. You can't look back. You sound like Singletary. I gotta look at the film. You gotta make the play now. You gotta manage the game now. You gotta win the game now. The critical moments. I never see Kyle Shanahan doing anything like any knowledge of the rules, any kind of a smart play. Like, you know, I never see him like Bill Walsh back in the day. Oh, if you do a fair catch, you can punt. There's never been that Kyle moment where he threw a challenge and he was going to use a timeout anyway. There's never been a moment managing a game, especially in a clutch moment. Let me know if I'm wrong. Give me. I don't want to be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll admit it. But there's never been a moment where, wow, Kyle, he showed his smarts the way he managed the game in this moment. You know, there was a moment in this game where there was 8 Vikings on the field and the 49ers did not snap the damn ball. I didn't see Kyle out there. Hey, snap the ball, Brock. Moments like that, you're not paying attention. That's why you need, you want to give people freedom. But you got to be the boss, man. Give them freedom until you got to see the forest, man. You got to see the forest. Kyle, you got to see when there's 8 players on the field. You got to see when your quarterback gets freaking rocked in the head. You got to let go. And then, yeah, if they mess up, yell at them. That's your job. Your job is to yell at people. Tell other people the right stuff to do, because you're the man. If you ain't acting like it, you just want to be one of the guys. On Instagram, there's this clip of Tommy Lasorda in a big playoff game. Pitcher wants to stay in the game. Tommy says, hey, I'm the manager of this team. I'm the manager of this team. And I could be wrong, but it's on me. You gotta take accountability. You gotta take accountability. And that's the problem with Kyle. Instead of taking accountability, he wants to be one of the guys. 8 men on the field. You call a play, but your head is in your playbook. I don't know where your head is at. But you got to see the whole thing. You need to take on less responsibility in that offense. And I don't care if you override every play, fine. But you got to see things when they happen, when they need to happen. 2 big examples. In one game, in the critical moment, we could have had an easy first down with 8 men in the field with the Vikings. And Steve Wilkes, yeah, he called a bonehead play. But you're supposed to be the one stepping back and telling the people who work for you. No. Override. But you want to be one of the guys. Instead of being the boss, you want to be one of the guys. That's it. And that's your problem, Kyle. I want you to step it up, bro. I'm not getting rid of you, man. You're just a kid, but you got to get better. All right, back to Steve Wilkes. I like him. He seems like a cool guy. But you know what? He chose his job. He chose to be at a job where he couldn't. He chose to be a mid manager. He chose to be in middle management, an assistant coordinator, to take over a project that he couldn't do what the hell he wanted to do. It's not his defense. He has to run the wide 9. He doesn't want to run it. At your job, do you like telling your manager how to do your job? That does not build confidence. You chose that position. The 49ers chose you. We had Vic Fangio in our building the whole season before. And that's the problem with the 49ers. Kyle doesn't want to be the boss. He's a tweener. He wants things done his way. He wants to give other people responsibility, but he still wants to do it his way. He wants to empower. He's a fraud. He wants to. Oh, I want to empower Steve Wilkes to make a bonehead ass play. And that's a bonehead ass play on Steve Wilkes. Rushing, you all out blitz with 16 seconds to go. You do that in Madden. That's dumb. He allows him to do stupid stuff like that, but he wouldn't allow Vic Fangio to run a defense he actually knew. Or get somebody else. Get a defense you trust. You're not really letting the guys do their thing, but then you won't be accountable when they mess up. Yeah, I should have called. Yeah, I should have called a timeout, Kyle! And I'm not one of the guys who are trying to get rid of you. I'm not. You're 40. The last thing I want is to train you, teach you everything you know, and go win a Super Bowl somewhere else like Andy Reid. So you're going to take my stuff, Kyle, and get better or else. But you can't just, when you're the boss, you can't just be one of the guys. And no one respects a middle manager. Just like Gabe Kapler. No one respected him. Because everyone knew all the moves were coming from the front office. And I like Steve Wilkes. He's a stand-up guy. But all the moves are coming from Kyle. Except for the ones that count. I want you to run it, my offense your way, or my defense your way. But when you mess up, it's your fault. But Wilkes, you chose that. Kyle, if you're going to talk some stuff, get his butt out of the box and on the field. Because your players know the defense better than you. And they're going to tell you. They need to tell you what they want. You need to get the feel. Are they tired? You want to step back. You don't want to be in the mud. We need you in the trenches, coach. Because the best case scenario, I'm going to tell you what you've done well. We have not got killed by running quarterbacks this year yet. We haven't gotten sacked. You stayed with your plan of keeping us in our passing lanes and not letting running quarterbacks beat us. Good job. Eventually, your knowledge will meet your players' knowledge, and we will get better as a defense. That's what should happen eventually, but you got to get down there in the trenches and tell them, Kyle. If you want to run, just go all out and tell them what you want them to do. Don't just pretend. If you want it done your way, tell them what to do. Otherwise, you're a fraud. I think Steve Wilkes, I think the DBs are better than they have been. They don't play aggressive enough. Of course not. But they're not good enough to play aggressive. They're too damn slow. All right? They haven't been getting up too many points. Yeah. But where the hell are the sacks, man? All right, we're giving up sacks for, not letting running quarterbacks run. But total dislike. How can Kirk Cousins, a statue in today's world of NFL quarterbacks, 0 sacks? How could you let that happen? And then you go for it with 16 seconds left in the freaking first half. That was the game. And there's a lot of things. A lot of people could have made plays in that game to win it. It could have been worse, too. A couple of times, right on the goal line, Kirk Cousins, who I'll still take Brock over Cousins. I don't care how he played. Kirk Cousins missed plays in the end zone that I think Brock would have capitalized on because they're short throws. Like past 25 yards, Brock is what he is, right? He damn sure ain't Montana, but he's good. He's tough. I would take Brock on those plays that the Vikings missed, that Cousins missed. He had the game of his life. To me, I saw a guy missing plays in the red zone. It could have been a lot darn worse. But that guy should not have been escaped the San Francisco 49er defense with no sacks. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Play tighter coverage. Stunt. Let 4 rush. And cover. Rush 3. Cover 8. Let Bosa and Hargrave and Armstead or Jackson or Grady, whoever. I'd rather have, if you're just gonna let short passes go, you might as well just drop 8. You can let Bosa, Hargrave, and Armstead or Gregory, let them earn their money. If you're gonna play that soft, no sacks on Cousins. I hate that. What's going on? And then you try to make up for it at the wrong time. If someone makes a timeout, if Shanahan overrides that, there was a play where Brock is rolling up in the pocket. He bounces one to Ayuk. Brock's got to get it there. Didn't make a play. Ayuk's got to catch it. Didn't make a play. Bosa should have had a sack. Didn't make a play. Moody should have hit that 40-yarder. Didn't make a play. The 49ers are like 10 one-play aways from winning. I don't know if I like that or not. I don't, so am I worried? Not really. But I have more doubt. I have more doubt than I did before. I have more doubt than I did before. All right. Gary Lamm, Mania. I'm glad I got that off my chest. Add to a like. Moody hit that 55-yarder. I'm going to come back with what to watch for. Niners versus Bengals. And what I like. I don't want Brock Purdy to play. All right. What we got here? I messed up my whole system. Where's my outro music? What we got going here? Can you hear me? What's up, machine? All right, Gary Lamm, Mania. Technical difficulties. But you know what? I'm going to make a play. I'm unplugged. You know what? I'm hanging in the pocket like Brock Purdy didn't do. I'm going to fix it up, and you're going to hear this song. That's it. You see the back of my head? Bam. Yeah. Here we go. When the chips are down. When you got your back against the wall, can you come back and ball? 49ers lose 2 in a row. They may have to play Sam Darnold. Sourdough Sam without Trey Lance. Can they come back? Gary Lamm, Mania. Keep it real, keep it clean. Let's go! Woo! One more time. We're gonna do it again. I'm not ready to go. I'm not ready to go with a messed up feeling in my mouth like I had against the Browns, against the Vikings. But remember this, a setback is a setup for a comeback. This could be like Elvis Grbac going to Dallas and beating the Cowboys. Gary Lamm, Mania. Do you want Brock to play or should he rest? Give his head a rest. for tomorrow. What to watch for? I want to see. I want to see who's going to quarterback the game. I'm watching for that 49er team to show some heart and some life. Let's go. Show some life without Debo and Trent Williams. Where's it going to come from? Someone else for McCaffrey. Let's go. The rest of these guys got to show up. Keep it real. Keep it clean. God bless you.